back to Spring in the Math 7. I'm Mrs. Campbell. Today we're going to be talking about impossibility to certainty in probability. Let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start off with a silly question. What if you knew that the outcome of an event would never happen? So for example, the chance that pigs might fly, that pigs can fly. Well, what would the probability of that be? Well, this is actually making a serious point. If the outcome of an event could never happen, the probability is 0. On the other hand, what if you knew that an event would always happen? So for example, if you flipped a coin, an event, it would always be either heads or tails. That's the outcome. So that would always happen. It would be heads or tails. So if an event will always happen, the probability is 1. So you have 0 for never happen and 1 for always happen. And all other probabilities lie somewhere in between. Let's think about a coin toss. If you toss a fair coin, the chance of getting a tail is the same as the chance of getting a head. Now using math, we say that the probability of observing a head is 50%, 1/2 or 0.5. And the probability of observing a tail is also 50%, 1/2 or 0.5. And so this is where we get the phrase, the odds are 50-50. I'm sure you've heard that before. So the probability of an outcome always falls somewhere in between the two extremes of 0, which means it's an impossible event, it never happens, and 1 or 100%, which means an outcome that is a certainty. It's guaranteed to happen. So these two extremes are generally not seen in real life situations. Most outcomes have probabilities that are somewhere, like I said, in between 0 and 1. So using the language of math, this is how most probabilities occur. You have 0 is less than or equal to the probability of event A, and that is less than or equal to 1. So the probability of an event ranges between 0 and 1, 0 impossible, and 1 always. And again, the PA, that means the probability of event A. So an outcome that's less likely to occur means that the probability of it happening is actually closer to 0. And on the other side, an outcome that's more likely to occur means that the probability of it happening is actually closer to 1. So quickly, let's practice. Given each of the following outcomes, try to determine if it is impossible, less likely, equal chance, more likely, or a certainty. Here we go. 1. Picking an ace from a standard deck of cards. 2. Winning the lottery. 3. Rolling an even number on one die. 4. Picking a 13 of clubs from a standard deck of cards. 5. That June 21st is the longest day of the year. And 6. Rolling a number greater than 7 on a 20-sided die. So let's look at the answers. Number 1 is less likely. There's only 4 aces in a deck of 52. So the ratio 4 to 52 is less likely, less than 1 to 2. Number 2 is also less likely. The odds of winning the lottery are at best 1 in a million. 3, that outcome is actually an equal chance because there are the same number of odd and even numbers on one die. So the chances there are equal. They're the same. And 4, this outcome is impossible. There's no such thing as a 13 of clubs. That was a trick question. 5, that outcome is a certainty. It is a fact that the longest day of the year is the summer solstice, and that day is June 21st. And finally, 6, that outcome is more likely. There are 13 numbers out of 20 that are greater than 7. So 13 to 20 is greater odds than 1 to 2. All right, guys, that does it for this lesson. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.